Hello, and welcome to my channel. My name is Kat. I am the Nurse Flipper. If this is your first time here, welcome. Thank you for joining me. I appreciate it. And my channel, if you have not watched before, is to help both new and seasoned resellers learn more about what is selling on eBay and other online platforms, as well as where to find it. So what I'm going to show you today are some sales that I had while I was at work, which typically you don't see. Some of them do make it over to Instagram, but there are way too many good sales that happened while I was at work this past week for me not to share. I had over $1,000 sales day on Wednesday, so I want to show you what sold so you can be on the lookout for it. So let's get started. All right, so this isn't going to be one of my high what sold. This is going to have some mid-range, some bread and butter, and some amazing bolos. So let's start off with this lion mushabelly. A lot of times with plush, you can get these for $1 at thrift stores or garage sales. And mushabelly is a great one to keep an eye out for. This lion, I didn't even have a month, and I sold him for $15 plus shipping. The buyer was $23 all in on him. So keep an eye out for mushabelly. Some of them are higher, so make sure you comp them, but for $1, I would say you are pretty safe to pick them up as long as they're in good condition. Next is actually the highest sale of the day. This is a Pokemon card, Charizard, and I thought my husband found this in a pack of cards. It turns out he didn't. He bought this on eBay to flip it back on eBay. Now, he did buy it on eBay, not graded. So he paid $100 for this card just as a regular card, and then he sent it in to have it graded, which cost about $50, and it took almost 6 months. So it was a little bit of a wait, but it sold for $405, and this is over a $200 profit, which is insane. If you don't know, Pokemon cards right now are very, very hot. The grading process is actually so backed up, it's taking about 6 months. And last time my husband told me, they actually aren't even accepting any cards for grading. So this just goes to show you can buy stuff on eBay to flip on eBay for a profit. I've done that multiple times. One of the things that I do is I actually, when I am researching items on eBay, I will look, and if there are a bunch at $100 and then there's one at $20, I know that somebody underpriced that, and I will buy it, even if I'm buying that same thing, because A, I don't want that lower price one on the market because it's going to sell first, and B, that kind of lowers the value of my item if I do purchase that. So be aware when you are comping and checking your prices. If you're priced too low, A, another reseller such as myself might pick it up, and B, people might look at that like something's wrong with your item, even though there really isn't anything wrong with it. Up next is actually another Pokemon card. This one, not as big of a success story, which does happen. So I'm not sure what Brad paid for this, but I know we paid $50 to have this card graded. Only went for $59. We did do an auction on it, and this is where it goes to show that you are not always guaranteed to make anything on an auction. This card perhaps might have been better off with a buy it now situation. The Charizard did go to $405, but the last card that sold of the same grading went to $463. So we actually might have been better off to do a buy it now on that one as well. So I get asked all the time how I figure out my starting price, and the starting price really is only if you are putting something on auction, which I don't do very often because it's risky. And for myself, I don't start my items low. The Pokemon cards we started at 99 cents just to try and gain some more people into watching them, but you typically shouldn't start that auction at less than you're willing to take. So most of mine, I'd start at the buy it now price, and the reason I'm listing it as on auction is because I actually think that that item might be worth more than what I am pricing it at. So if I get one bid, I'm happy because that would have been my buy it now price. And if I get more bids, I am very happy because that means it sold for more than I thought it would. Up next is an R. Kelly DVD. So I have been watching Cameron, who has Flashback Finds, for quite a while. He does a lot of media and he does a lot of volume in media, and none of it is really super high. There have been a few things, but overall it's just like $15 to $30 items, and those add up. If you sell 10 $30 items during the week, that's $300 that you just made. So this R. Kelly DVD I picked up for $1 at a garage sale, sold for $29.99 in less than a month. So turning $1 into 30 is something that I am completely happy with, and I think you would be too. So if you see DVDs, CDs, even cassette tapes, I would take a look and comp them. I think it does take a while to get a feel for which ones are going to do good, because they aren't all going to. But I think the more you learn, the more you'll be able to pick out when you're outsourcing. Next is a hat. If you've been watching me for any length of time, you know that I love selling hats. Hats are very easy to list. They're very easy to photograph, and they're very easy to ship. You also can get them a lot of times for $1 at estate sales, at garage sales. Most of my thrift stores, they're either $2 or $2.99, so they are a little bit more. But this Volkswagen driver hat, I paid $1 for it at a thrift store. It sold for $29.99 in about 3 months. So it was a pretty good pickup. And most of the car companies, I actually have some Mercedes hats back there in those boxes somewhere. And if you guys see, they're cool treasure chest looking things back there. And then there's also that really cool King Tut. And that stuff I'm going to show you in my next video. It was in an amazing auction haul that I got over the last 2 days. So I'm going to show you that. Up and next, this is actually a vase that I got at an antique mall. So if you watch my last live with Jocelyn, Crazy Lamp Lady, and Misty, I kind of talked to them a little bit about antique malls and sourcing there. That's a new way of sourcing for me that I'm not really used to. And I talked to them about it. I was very overwhelmed in the antique malls because most of the prices are going to be high. They're going to be comparable with eBay prices. But if you keep looking in those antique malls, you can find those booths that are pretty value priced or underpriced so that you can make a profit on eBay or Mercari or Poshmark. So this vase was actually on sale for $12. Beautiful, beautiful vase. And it sold in right around a week and a half. It was $65 plus shipping. The buyer's $81.43 all in. So that was close to a $50 profit on an antique mall pickup. So what I learned walking through that antique mall, and I would probably start going to them more, is that the booths that had the lower prices on most of their stuff. So once I walked in and picked up a couple of things, I could tell whether or not that booth was going to be reseller friendly to me, where I can actually make a profit, or if it wasn't. And I found 3 that were very, very decently priced. So when I go back, I'm going to make sure I check out those 3 before I look into the others. I didn't really have a ton of time when I was there. I'm horrible about getting to places right before they close, and then I'm rushed and I only have 30 minutes. But hopefully I will kind of learn the ropes of the antique mall booths and shopping and be able to source from there more, because I feel like there are going to be more high priced items there. Next is another plush. So this is actually a plush pig. And again, I look through most of the plush no matter where I am at sourcing, and I think you should do the same. Now, you might want to be a little bit pickier and make sure you check the sell-through rate if you have a limited amount of space. I have quite a bit of space, so I will get plush even if they are going to be longer tail. This one I paid $1 for. It was a 30-inch pig. It sold in about 3 months for $24.99 plus shipping. The buyer was $41.37 all in. From what I've learned, most of the plushes that are like the pillow type pets do pretty well and will sell for between $20 and $40. I do want to take a minute and thank those of you who have sent me coffees over the last couple weeks. Sorry, I don't have everyone's name, and I'm really bad about remembering to say thank you to you guys, but I really, really do appreciate it. If you don't know, buy me a coffee. The link is below, and it's basically a way to tip your content creators and show them a little bit of appreciation. The buy me a coffee takes the least percent amount away from us from what I have seen. It's a great way to show appreciation. So I have gotten 3 or 4 coffees in the last couple of weeks, and I haven't mentioned you guys, and I'm so sorry, but I really do appreciate everything you guys send. When you buy me a coffee, you might really be buying me a coffee. I've been having them more at work. I don't like coffee. I have to have a coffee that doesn't taste like coffee, but it also helps me with like getting my desk. It helps with like getting the carpet in here in the shed, and it just helps with a lot of things. I put it towards my business and sometimes myself. Up next is a necklace. This is a really pretty shell necklace, and I've just kind of started getting back into looking for jewelry. I go from thing to thing. I will kind of buy a ton of one thing and then I will move on to the next. I really overdid it with jewelry last year. I oversaturated myself. I got very, very bored with jewelry, and I ended up selling it all at the same time that was left that I had not listed yet. So this necklace, I paid less than $1. It sold for $16.87 plus shipping. The buyer's $23 all in. It did take close to a year to sell, but jewelry is something that is great if you have very limited space and don't have much room to store things. Up next is one of my favorite things, which is pottery. This is a beautiful 7-inch pottery vase. I only paid $1 for this. It sold in about 4 months, and it sold for $30 plus shipping. It was signed, but it wasn't by anybody that was recognizable. You will hear me say that a lot, because if I find pottery that I think looks nice and I think I can keyword well, I will pick it up, whether it is a known pottery studio or not. So I just put studio pottery and that it was signed, and I paid $1 for this, and it sold for $30 plus shipping. The buyer's $44 all in on that, and we'll make over a $25 profit. Next is an item that I listed out of my death pile. Was sitting in my laundry room for quite a while. This is a little vintage carved cardinal or redbird, and I paid less than $1. Most of the stuff that was sitting in my laundry room unlisted were from box lots that I paid like $5 to $10 for. I pulled out the really expensive stuff, and then I put off listing the rest. So this one's listed at $20. I accepted a best offer of $15 plus shipping. The buyer is $21 all in, and we will make about a $12 profit on this little bird. Next is a vintage Bike Week shirt. This is from Cha Cha Coconuts. Paid about $4 for this. Most of my vintage shirts sold for $25 plus dollars, some of them up to $75 or $100. And now I have the rest left sitting that most of them are not worth much. So this one sold for $15 free shipping, and it probably costs about $4.50 to ship, and I paid $4, so we will make about a $4 to $5 profit on this shirt. So vintage Bike Week, vintage Harley, those are t-shirts that I almost always pick up because they sell typically pretty fast. This one took a little bit longer, but most of the time they sell in under 2 months for me. Up next, if you remember, I cleaned off the bed in my spare bedroom, and this item was something that was sitting there. I thought was listed. I was searching for stuff on eBay so I could put the new location, and this was not listed. It is a Vera Bradley purse. I bought a big pallet of Vera Bradley from Shop Goodwill not very long ago, and I was less than 50 cents, and it sold for $21 plus shipping. The buyer's $30 all in, and we will make about a $17 profit on that. And the horrible thing is it was sitting on my bed. And I keep saying this, I keep buying stuff. I bought those trunks, I bought King Tut. I just keep buying. It is something that resellers do. We love to source. The majority of us are not too fond of listing. So I'm trying to get back into listing. I got about 20 things listed yesterday, and I try to stop sourcing, but it doesn't work. So the idea should be to list faster than I'm sourcing. So I am going to get to some more listing. I don't know if I'll get any listed tonight. I do have my members sourcing live coming up here in a few hours, and I'm gonna spend a few hours mowing my yard, which I love doing. And I have 5 acres to mow. So mowing my yard is one of the things that I love doing. I love the smell of fresh cut grass, and I just think it's relaxing. So most of the time I mow the yard versus Brad mowing the yard next. And I will put the list down below because this is like 6 different things, and it's pretty cool when you find stuff like this. This is for my vintage ephemera stuff. It is all from Gallup, New Mexico. A lot of it was from the intertribal ceremonial celebration. Some of the stuff was from the 30s up to the 60s, and this buyer actually bought all of these pieces. And this is where being a reseller is fun. This buyer told me that she was not able to go dance this year, that they were actually doing this as a virtual event. So she was looking for memorabilia to kind of connect herself with the event. And for me to have this stuff that is over 50 years old and be able to provide that to her is just an awesome thing. She was very thankful, very appreciative, and that is one of the reasons that I do reselling. I am sure you and myself, we're not doing this without some, I don't even know how to say it. Like, we're doing this to make money, obviously, but it's really cool when you can find neat stuff and reconnect it with somebody who is very interested in it. Next is a skirt. So this is Jamie Sadek, and if you do not know this brand of golf clothing yet, you need to learn it. I sold several pieces of her clothing for over $50 and her $29 plus shipping. She was $37 all in on this skirt. So her bottom pieces, from what I've seen, are pretty plain and solid. Her tops are outrageously colorful. I will try and pop them up on the screen for you guys just so you see the prices these go for. So if you don't like clothing, which I honestly do not, it is definitely not one of the things I search for. But if I come along lots, like this Jamie Sadek was in a very big tote full of nice golf clothing, and I got them for under 50 cents a piece. I'm not going to walk away from that. So I think the more you learn whether you're really interested in that or not helps you to be able to not walk past money. And even if you don't like it, I would think most of us like money, and you don't want to pass up an opportunity that is sitting right in front of you. I believe that that is everything that sold on my days off. Again, it was over an $1,100 day on Wednesday, and then Thursday kind of bombed and was only $88. So eBay definitely is a roller coaster ride. You will have highs, you will have lows. You just have to remember you have to ride it out. You have to keep pushing. And in this business, you definitely get out what you put in. So if you're not having regular sales, I would say take a look at yourself. Are you listing less? Are you not sending offers? Are you not running sales? Are you not promoting items? And if you're not doing those things, maybe think about starting. So our members only live is going to be tomorrow on Monday. And in that members live, I do a store review. I look at your eBay store and give you feedback on what you could do better to improve your sales from eBay. I could also look at other platforms. If you're not an eBay seller, I would be happy to do that. But if you haven't checked out my membership, that level is $1.99 a month. So it's very low cost. It helps support me and kind of give me a little more income so I can get better toys for my YouTube channel. And I love going through the eBay stores, and I really love hearing the successes that you guys have. When I posted about the live tomorrow, one of my members said since I suggested promoting, her sales have almost doubled. So if you're interested in having your eBay store critiqued and increasing your sales, definitely hit that join button below. Check out my memberships, and I will see you on the next one. But don't forget, guys, we will be live also Tuesday evening at 8 p.m. Eastern Standard Time with Yvonne, Thrifty Rich, as well as Lindy Flynn. So I am looking forward to that, and I will see you in the next one for real this time. Bye, guys.
How simply for 8 minutes. These glasses don't really help.
Mama. He's throwing rocks in.
I need to read just a little bit high.